Welcome to day 2 of my Simply Autumn watercolor series. I'll be painting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday throughout September. And today we are creating a loose and simple autumn tree with yellow, orange, and red leaves. No sketching needed. We're just going to let the colors flow and do a lot of wet on wet today, and a little fun splatter at the end along with just a smidge of pen detail. And it's easy, playful, and perfect for beginners. So let's dive right in. To start off, I'm just putting some water on my paper, and you can't see that, so I'm going to add a little bit of yellow here just so you can see what I'm doing. It's just water is what my main goal is here, to get it wet so that I can start dabbing in some leaves. You can do whatever shape you want. I'm going to just kind of work on the shape as I go, just getting my first kind of wet layer down here because I love doing wet on wet. And here we go with our color. This is cadmium free yellow in my Winsor & Newton paints. You can see I'm just dabbing here and there. I'm dabbing in mostly of the wet spaces, some of the dry. When you do it in the wet, it's going to blend a lot. And if you can see when I go down here where it's dry, there is going to be a little bit more definition of leaves, if you will. I mean, they're just dabs of paint, but we are making them leaves today. So just kind of work on the shape as you see fit. And I will have any supplies I'm using listed in the description, just FYI. My second color that I'm using is a mixture of cadmium-free yellow and cadmium-free red. And please use whatever colors you have, whatever colors you love. These are just the colors I'm choosing today. And I'm just dabbing again, leaving some of the yellow showing through, even leaving a little bit of the white showing through, and letting those colors blend together. And obviously you can see towards the bottom too, I'm also getting into like the dry area so that there is a little bit more definition. But we're going to do different layers here. I do want to mention, if you're using a couple or several colors, you want to work light to dark in watercolor because it's just not going to work out. If I went in with a dark red, for instance, it doesn't work out to put a light yellow on top of that. So that's why we're going from yellow to orange, and then here in a little bit, we're going to do a darker orange, and everything's going to blend nicely where I let them blend, and then I'm also going to put them in their own little spots and let things dry here and there as well for different effects. Also, as I'm dabbing my brush, I'm being sure to put my brush at different angles because I don't want all of these leaf shapes to be going in the same direction. Obviously, we're not worrying about any sort of perfection whatsoever. Just tap that brush in there, and just to reiterate, I am doing wet on wet. So I put my water down, I put yellow on top of that. While the yellow was still wet, I added my orange, and then this final color that I'm using, I just added a little bit more cadmium free red to my orange mixture already. And you can see I'm being a little more intentional right here because I'm kind of doing like maybe little darker shadows of the tree underneath there, but again, not really being precise whatsoever. Just looking for some variation and some depth and dimension in this tree. And you'll see I kind of just dab to my heart's content, and I just can't stop sometimes. But now I am going to dry it, and once it's all dry, we'll move on to our next set of layers. Now, you can see as it was dry, that's perfectly fine. That's a little more pastel than I would like. So, because watercolors dry lighter than when they're wet. And so I'm just letting it dry and then adding another layer. So this way the colors won't blend together. They're going to stand out even more. So just coming in and basically doing a very similar thing that we did at the beginning of the video. So this is just my cadmium free yellow, and I'm adding that in the spots where I want it to be brighter. And I actually love this part. I could sit here and tap little leaves all day. It's just relaxing to me. Now, if that is not relaxing to you, you're going to need to put your patient pants on and just trust that it's going to be worth it for that beautiful autumn glow at the end of all of this. Adding these additional layers once we let the first layers dry is just going to make the colors pop, as you can hopefully see, and it just helps keep the tree from looking too flat. And as we build on this and do more wet on dry, you may be noticing that the leaf shapes start to stand out a little bit more rather than blending into one big shape. It's really just about dabbing, layering, blending, and just letting the colors play together. And of course, we don't need to worry about every little dot being perfect or looking like a leaf. We're just doing the resemblance of leaves, and the result will be a beautiful autumn tree. This would be beautiful as a card, or you could even frame it in your own home or give it as a gift to somebody. It's a relatively quick painting, and I think it would be a sweet little gift. But yeah, coming in with my darkest color now and kind of going over what we did in that first set of layers, just making the colors more vibrant. And you can see that I'm leaving little gaps of yellow still peeking through and even white here and there, just to give that tree a glow instead of it being too heavy. And remember, you can stop tapping whenever you'd like. I tend to kind of keep going and going because this is actually fun for me. But one of the beauties of watercolors is knowing when to stop, and that point of stopping is going to be different for each and every one of us. You can see here the leaves are really starting to take shape in a very loose way, of course. And I promise I will stop tapping eventually. Maybe. I'm tempted to speed the video up here for you. However, I think this is just important to just see how every little tap adds a little something else. And I try to only speed it up when I'm doing something really repetitive, although it could be rightfully argued that this is very repetitive, but it is adding to it. Okay, dried that up. I'm going to remove my clip because I don't want it to interfere with what I'm going to be doing down here. And now that we've built up our leaves, we're going to add the trunk and a few branches just to give it some structure. And you can see I'm being very basic with the trunk here and just kind of pulling out and pulling in a few little branches here and there, even going up into the white spaces of the tree. Going to go ahead and fill the trunk in too. And I am using burnt umber for my brown, but use whatever brown you would like. Again, we're not going for perfection here. Just a few simple lines here and there are enough to kind of suggest the tree's shape. And this part is pretty simple, and you'll see how quickly the tree starts to come together once we add all of these little parts in. And this is another part where I kind of keep just going back and adding, oh, just one more, just one more. Put some up here in these white spots that I left. You could leave more white spots too. I kind of forget to do that sometimes, but I really like how it looks. Maybe like 2 more white spots would have been really fun for me, but that's okay. I did one. Maybe you can do, 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, just filling that trunk in, letting it go all the way up into the tree, adding my branches. And you can just take your time with this part. Sometimes it's just a matter of painting a couple things in and then stepping back and looking again. I just added some more burnt umber. The first layer is still wet. I'm just kind of filling it in a little bit more here. And now on my brush, I've got permanent sap green mixed in with that burnt umber, just to kind of give a sweeping little hill that the tree might be sitting on. And now I've got my burnt umber back on my brush, kind of pulling that trunk down into the grass a little bit here. And then I'm going to let that all completely dry, or help it dry, before adding another layer of the burnt umber. And so I am going to make it darker over here on this side because I was kind of picturing my light source coming from the upper left on this one for some reason. And you can see I'm just doing some kind of random lines in here and giving this tree some texture, giving it some nice deep roots in the ground here. Just keep playing until you like what you see here. And then I'm also going to take that burnt umber and I'm going to darken up the branches that I've already placed in the tree. And for this part, I am going to speed it up a little bit because I'm just going over what's already there. Give it a little pop. Okay, now, if you're in your sketchbook, be sure to cover this. Oh, by the way, this was day 1. If you missed it, I'll link it in the description. There will be a playlist as well. Anyway, we want to be sure to cover that page because we're going to do some splatter here. So I'm just using my swatch card. I'm going to cover that page to protect it from our splatter. And you can choose whatever colors you want. I'm just going to start with some of my cadmium-free yellow, splatter that here and there, and then I will splatter my orange mixture on there as well. If you wanted to add some actual leaves falling from the tree, I'm just going to dab my brush like so. I'm not even trying to do leaf shapes. I'm just doing kind of slanted lines. And I'm going to add those in here. Now, you could also put some on the ground. I'm not doing that because my green and brown are a little too dark, so I'm just pretending we are seeing the first leaves falling from the tree. They haven't even hit the ground yet. I think it looks kind of cute. Okay, that is all dry. I'm coming in with a Micron size 5 just on the trunk and the branches. I'm outlining the trunk, as you can see, darkening our branches even a little bit more. I like how that makes them pop against those leaves. And I even added a couple little stray branches here and there just for funsies. And then I'm just scribbling into the trunk for more texture and calling it good. There's our autumn tree, bright, loose, and fun. Thanks for painting with me today, and I'll see you on Friday for day 3.